Hello, in this video we're going to practice producing some non-diatonic intervals. Diatonic just refers to the diatonic collection, so that collection of whole steps and half steps that we usually call a major scale. There are all sorts of intervals you can find just using the pitches in a major scale, but there are certain intervals that you cannot find in a major scale. So for example, you've got the augmented second, you've got the diminished third, augmented sixth, and the diminished seventh. Now, how are you going to produce these intervals? Well, one way is to alter one of their diatonic cousins. So, for example, if you needed to make an augmented second, you could find major second, let's say D to E, and then you could alter it. You could expand it by one half step. So you could do D to E sharp. It's still a second, but now it's an augmented second. Another way is to take one of their diatonic cousins that's enharmonically equivalent and then respell it. So once again, let's say that you need to do an augmented second. Well, we know that D to F natural is a minor third. So you could take that minor third, you know that it's enharmonically equivalent to an augmented second, and just respell it as a second. So D to E sharp. Alright, so let's practice this a little bit. Let's say that you need to write, let's do a diminished third downward from a B flat. So here's a B flat, and we need to go down by a diminished third. Well, let's try taking the diatonic cousin and then altering it and expanding it, or actually in this case contracting it, making it a half step smaller. So first of all, we'll start with the generic interval. It's a third. And we know that a third below B always has to be a G. Has to be. It can be different spellings of G, but it has to be a G in order to be a third. So what is a diminished third close to? Well, we know that diminished intervals are one half step smaller than minor intervals or perfect intervals. And we know that thirds can be minor, not perfect. So let's find a minor third. Well, B flat, down 3 half steps, spelled as a third, would be G natural. That's a minor third. Okay, so we've got a minor third. Well, we need to make it 1 half step smaller. How do we make it 1 half step smaller? We add a sharp. So B flat to G sharp is a diminished third. Now we could have also done that by, using enharmonic equivalence. So a diminished third is enharmonically equivalent to what diatonic interval? What more common interval? A diminished third is a heck of a lot like a major second. It's the same interval enharmonically. So what's a major second below B flat? Well, let's look at the piano keyboard again. So we've got a B flat. We're going down a major second. 2 half steps. Spelled as a second. It's an A flat. Alright, so we know that an A flat is enharmonically equivalent to the note we need. How do you respell an A flat as a third? Well, we know that it has to be some sort of G, because a third down from B is G. So B flat down to A flat respelled would be B flat down to G sharp. And there we have it. Our diminished third is a G sharp.